Let me adjust my ironing board, which is my camera stand. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is brought to you from this reading chair. I thought it would be appropriate since today we're going to be talking about favorite bedtime stories or children's books that I feel like have inspired me as I write my own children's book. I hope that this video either introduces you to a new book or just reminds you of some of the great classics that are out there. Without further ado, let's get started. The first book is called What Do You Do with an Idea? It's a story of this little boy and his idea, which is personified as this little egg here. He tries to figure out what to do with the idea. Like, does he ignore it, pretend like it doesn't exist, or does he actually pay attention to it, and help it grow into an even bigger idea? So, it kind of talks about his journey with his idea, and it's got a really cute ending, so I won't spoil it for you. I actually stumbled across this book a couple of years ago at a pretty fitting time in my life when I was working on the Android for Beginners course. It was a really daunting challenge to be able to teach people how to build Android apps even though they've never coded before. And, our team knew it was possible. We just believed with a lot of faith that it would be possible. It was just really hard. It was really hard to actually figure out the steps and the exercises and how to actually teach in order to get to that dream. I feel like during some of the really hard moments or, moments where it just felt like, is this even possible? Are we actually going to pull this off? Or are we just deluding ourselves? And I don't know, I just found I had this book on my coffee table, and from time to time I would just flip through it, and I think it just gave me comfort. So yeah, I really like giving this as a gift to my friends who are parents so that they can read it with their children. And so far I've heard that the kids have really liked this book. So yeah, baby shower gift maybe? Birthday gift? Speaking of baby showers, my friend Kristen told me about this really great series of books called Indestructibles. They're called Indestructibles because they're chew-proof, rip-proof, non-toxic, and also 100% washable. So I think that means you can put this in the washing machine. I don't think you can tear it. I don't want to push too hard. But anyways, yeah, these are just really cute. I got these for my sister, and she actually really loved them. She reads them to my nephew all the time, and he has a ton of books, but he actually keeps getting drawn to these books for some reason, and I don't know if it's because the pictures are really bright, have a lot of bright colors or what, but it's also pretty simple. There's not a lot of words on them. It's not like my nephew gets bored staring at a wall of text. Oh, and also what's really cute is that she took this picture of him holding the book when he was only a couple months old, and since it's so light, he could actually, or he could kind of hold the book up, whereas the other books that are bigger or thicker, it was hard for him to hold up. So yeah, his face lights up all the time whenever she pulls this book out for him to read. Another author that I've discovered recently is Todd Parr. He wrote this book called The Family Book, and he actually has a series of books, if you could see there. Yeah, the book is really colorful, and there's people of all shapes and sizes. There's purple people and blue people and all different crazy hairstyles, and I think he really tries to celebrate people's differences, and this book in particular celebrates the fact that all different types of families are different. You have small families, big families, and he uses some animals as well. I also follow him on Instagram, so I also see pictures of when he goes to visit schools and reads to kids. So yeah, pretty cool. Another fun and silly book is called Dragons Love Tacos. I mean, I just love tacos too, so I think that's what drew me to this book. Anyways, this book talks about dragons and how they love tacos. Also, they have a taco party where they have a boat filled with tacos, because that's how many tacos you need to feed dragons. So yeah, this is a cool book. It's a fun book. There's also a sequel, I believe, but the original is best, I think. The next book is, a series of books. It's called The Elephant and Piggy Books. By reading the back, I just found out that the elephant's name is called Gerald, and the piggy's name is Piggy. So, and they're best friends. So it goes through kind of like different scenarios. This one is really cute. It's called There's a Bird on Your Head. And this one is called Can I Play Too? I thought it was really funny and creative because this little snake here wants to play ball with the elephant and the piggy, but he doesn't have arms. So how's he going to play ball? And so the book talks about how they go about tackling this issue. When I saw these books for the first time, maybe like a couple years ago, I was flipping through the bookstore and I could see that, like, you know, the illustrations were really simple and it was almost like, hey, I could draw that, although I really actually can't. But the concept, it just looks like it's simple drawings, but I know that it probably took him a really long time. I think whenever you're switching careers, you see someone doing something and you have this feeling like, hey, I could see myself doing that too. I think that's an important feeling to have. Otherwise, you might be just too scared or just feel like this dream is just too far out there that you just could never get there. Like, there are some like really beautifully illustrated children's books, and there's no way that I could ever draw like that. And so I think that these books, like the concepts and the illustrations, are simple, and it just made it feel like being a children's book author could be more attainable for me. And speaking of illustrations that look really complicated, let's talk about Dr. Seuss. Of course, like, everyone loves Dr. Seuss books because they're so funny and everything, and these are also very inspiring to me. I think it's just like the feeling that you get when you read them, like when you're actually saying the words and the rhymes and the nonsensical stuff. It just makes you smile, it makes you happy, and it's just really fun. And the illustrations, I think, just add that oomph to it, and it brings you to this like magical land where like there's a train track in the middle of nowhere. I just think that these books spark our imagination, which is great for kids. All right, we're coming up on our last ones now. The next one I really love is The Giving Tree. I mean, this book just makes me cry every time. It's just so heartwarming and heartbreaking, and this tree, like, I don't know, it's a tree, but it just has so many different emotions, I feel like. And Shel Silverstein is like a genius for making that happen. I mean, the way that the tree has like arms and stuff. I don't know, he just like brings the tree to life. And for my last one, last but not least, this book called Love You Forever. I just remember this image of this cover, even like years, decades later, because I just purchased this book recently, and I was like, yeah, where's that book, you know, with the kid and the toilet paper? I want that book. So I found it and read it again. It's also really sweet, kind of like The Giving Tree. All right, that wraps up all the books I wanted to show you today. If you're interested, check them out. If you have recommendations for your favorite children's books, leave them in the comments below, and I'd love to check them out. I'm going to keep working on my children's book, and I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching, and it's time for me to go to sleep.